Hello everybody and welcome to the Daily Review, episode number 186 for Sunday, August 2nd, 2009. And the film I'm going to be reviewing for you guys today is Funny People. This film is written and directed by Judd Apatow, and it stars Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen, Leslie Mann, Eric Bana, Jonah Hill, Jason Schwartzman, Randy, Aziz Ansari, and a bunch of other Apatow regulars, lots of cameos, that sort of thing. Funny People is basically about a man named George Simmons who is dying. He has a rare form of, I believe it's cancer. He's basically like this multi-million-dollar actor, used to be a stand-up comedian, does a lot of comedies, and he's kind of a miserable kind of a guy. He meets Ira Wright, who is Seth Rogen, and he has him start to write jokes for him because he wants to get back into stand-up, and he tells Ira that he's dying, and I don't know if I want to tell you anymore. If you want to know more, watch the trailer. The trailer gives a lot away. I don't really want to explain it if you haven't seen it because it gives a lot away. Funny People is probably Judd Apatow's most mature movie, I would say, that I've ever seen him do. He did The 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up, but it's also probably my least favorite of those three. And I don't really know what that says about me, but I think it has a lot to do with the film's structure. And I think the way that I've broken this down is basically by the first half and the last half of the film. First of all, the one thing that most people will probably tell you when they see this movie is how long it is. It's 2 hours and 26 minutes long, which is a pretty long film, and I don't really have a problem with long movies at all, as long as they're good, because the problem I think mostly with films that run over the hour and 45-minute mark or the 2-hour mark is that most of them drag, and there's a very select few that, if they're actually really good, can sustain the 2.5 hours that it's running for, the 3 hours. Films like Magnolia come to mind, where it went on for all that time and I was never bored for a single second, or There Will Be Blood, or even The Dark Knight. 2.5 hours, didn't have any complaints about that. But for this one, the first half of the film I really liked immensely. I think it's really funny, a lot of it shows you kind of behind the scenes of stand-up comedians, and they're showing a lot of different people on stage doing jokes, and it all feels very good. I don't want to say it feels fantastic, but it feels funny. It feels like a Judd Apatow movie. And then by the second half of this movie, basically once Leslie Mann's character is introduced into the picture as kind of George Simmons' lost love, the film starts to drag a little, and it takes this weird turn down, like it starts to become more of a drama, I think, more so than just a comedy, which is fine. But the problem with it is that I think that by the end of this film, after all the drama is said and done, nothing is really said. It just kind of ends, and in a very easy and simple way that's probably like one of the most easy way outs to films that can ever be done, which is basically like a zoom out shot, and the music takes over the dialogue and you can't hear them talking anymore. And it's very easily done and nothing is really said. I was really expecting with this film for Judd Apatow to actually say something about, you know, dying or death or the fear of dying or that sort of thing, and I really don't think he says much of anything by the end of this film, which I was kind of disappointed about. There's a lot of bits, I think, too, that kind of fall short for me, and I think because of it they could have been cut down or cut out. Namely, there's a guitar sequence where Adam Sandler's basically playing in like a band with a bunch of people that he hired, and it's like this montage to a song that he's doing is just showing him going about his daily life. But throughout the film they show tons of these montages, and I feel like a lot of them could have been cut out and I would have lost nothing from the film. There's also this bit where there's basically a cameo sequence of a party at a bar, and it's like all these celebrities are there, all these different comedians. You see like Sarah Silverman, Paul Reiser's in one of them, Eminem, Ray Romano. And it's all funny because you're like, oh, look who that is, but it all reminded me a little too much of when I saw Year One earlier this year, and I felt like I was laughing more at the fact that all these people are in the shot rather than the fact that it's funny. Also, probably about 80% of the jokes that Adam Sandler says in this film involves Seth Rogen's penis, and either how thick it is or how big it is. And it's funny at first, but it gets overkill to me after a while. I never really had a problem with the dick jokes in Apatow flicks, because I really like Knocked Up a lot. I think 40-Year-Old Virgin's hilarious. Little drags a little to the last half. That's minor to me. But Funny People is probably my least favorite film by him. That being said, though, I still think that it's a pretty decent flick. I think a Judd Apatow comedy is far better than any other comedy that's going to be coming out. So I give Funny People a 3.5 out of 5. I was a little disappointed with it, Apatow. Hopefully your next one is a lot funnier and less dramatic, because I like that much better than your dramatic side. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with another one for you.